Official campaigns in Niger have been ongoing since January. 15 candidates are running for the country's top job. The electoral process has so far witnessed plenty of political drama. A string of arrests have been reported, and there are concerns about electoral violence. Despite this, incumbent President Mahamadou Issoufou is confident of winning a second term.
The whole world agrees that something unheard of in Niger is about to happen, the victory of a candidate in the very first round of voting.
Remarkably, former Prime Minister and now opposition candidate Amadou has been running his campaigns from behind bars. He was jailed in November under controversial child trafficking charges. His supporters view it as a gross injustice.
Everything is gone. All the money is in the hands of one group of thieves. The true president of this country has been unjustly jailed. It's unacceptable for the Nigerian people. We will change it. We will change it on the 21st.
With the highest birth rate in the world, Niger is facing a chronic health crisis. And terrorism is a looming threat from Nigeria's Boko Haram in the south and Islamist militants from Mali in the west. It's important for the region that these elections are peaceful.
There is an especially high chance of trouble if the president wins because he's already in charge. Nearly 7.5 million citizens are expected to cast their ballot Sunday, choosing from a pool of 15 presidential candidates while also voting in a new parliament. The results are expected 5 days later.
Sunday's elections will play a huge role in mapping Niger's future. Susan Mongeli, CCTV.
Well, as you heard there, President Mahamadou Issoufou is seeking a second term. His challengers are Amadou Boubacar Cisse, a former Minister of Planning, and Seini Oumarou, a former Prime Minister. Niger faces a host of challenges, among them corruption, drug trafficking, chronic food shortages, and security. CCTV's Robert Nagila now looks at some of the key issues likely to feature prominently in the elections.
He came into office in 2011. Promising to fight corruption, hunger, improve national security and economic growth. But as President Mahamadou Issoufou seeks a second term, he's getting a different reception from a section of the electorate. Many former supporters are frustrated by the lack of progress in key areas. They accuse him of not fulfilling his election pledges. But he sees things differently. I have kept my promise, he says. We've invested about 11 billion euros in infrastructure, education, health, access to drinking water, food security, and the modernization of our armed forces. But it's clearly not enough. A 2015 United Nations Human Development Index report ranks Niger at 188 as one of the poorest, least developed countries in the world. Food security is also a major concern. The United Nations has warned some 2 million Nigerians were under the threat of hunger. But it's security that is on everyone's minds. Boko Haram has launched attacks inside Nigeria, Cameroon and Niger, threatening the region's stability. Niger is part of a regional military coalition fighting the ISIL-affiliated group. But the country has not experienced any major attacks since 2013. There is a US and French military presence in the country, providing logistical assistance against Islamist groups in the region. That he has worked well with regional leaders in the fight against Boko Haram is a boost. But he will need to convince the electorate he is the right person to turn around the country's fortunes. Robert Nagila, CCTV, Nairobi, Kenya.